Who is the Tech Chap?
According to Wikipedia, Chattahoochee Technical College is a public technical college in the UK.
Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and I've had this, well, go on face to front, the new Echo Show 10 for a couple of weeks now, and as much as I really do like this, I must admit at the start I did feel a little bit uneasy as it kept following me around. Then again, I think we all felt the same thing when we bought our first Amazon Echoes or Google Dots and brought a voice assistant into the house. Plus you can simply do this to hide the camera and turn motion off. The thing is, this isn't exactly cheap. The Show 10 will cost you about £240 or $250, which is about twice as much as the Echo Show 8, and actually right now, because that's on sale, this is about 4 times more expensive. So is it worth it? Well, coming from an Echo Show 8, we're getting a bigger 10-inch screen, as it says on the tin, a slightly refined UI, as well as a higher quality 13-megapixel camera for video calling, along with better speakers. It's a 2.1 setup with 2 tweeters and a woofer, and it actually sounds really good. It's also a Zigbee hub, you've got Netflix and Amazon Video apps, although YouTube still plays through the web browser. You can pick between using Silk or Firefox. Plus you can use the Alexa app on your phone to drop in and even use it a bit like a remote security camera. It's basically an Amazon Echo with a 10-inch tablet screen stuck on the front, and it can swivel to follow you around. So there are a few nice upgrades with this, and it does feel like the most sort of do-it-all feature-packed Amazon device you can buy with the Alexa Assistant. But really, I think the premium you're paying for with this is the fact that it can swivel and move around and follow you. When you first set this up, it does a little motion tuning, so it spins left and then right to see how far it can go, and then you can adjust it and set where its default position is. So for example, if you put it in the middle of the room, maybe on your kitchen island, or this is my breakfast bar, it now has a full 360 range of movement. I can do it myself, which actually disables the motion, or I can turn it back on and then it'll track me, which we'll talk about how it does that in a second. But I don't know how many people would be able to use it in this sort of optimum setup. I find myself usually putting it in the corner of my kitchen, so I only get sort of 40, 50 degree field of motion, but I just don't know if this motion is going to be really that helpful for most setups. But how does it know where you are and also when it should follow you? Well, the Show 10 uses audio location first, so if you're talking or saying the wake word, and then it also uses what Amazon calls computer vision, which is not to be confused with Wonder Vision, which you actually can't watch on this because it doesn't support Disney Plus right now. Amazon are keen to point out that there's no face tracking with this, and it doesn't actually record any video of you. The computer vision uses hundreds of data points, so shapes, colors, movement, to interpret where you are and then follow. And they say it can't be reverse engineered into an image, and it's never stored. Plus, all the processing is done on the device locally. Obviously, privacy is a big question when you've got something like this in your house with a great big camera on the front, but it does make me feel better that really all this is seeing is some computer jargled nonsense that no human would be able to actually interpret or see. And it all works eerily well. It's also dead silent. It's using a brushless motor in here, which is smooth. You can't hear anything actually. As you can see, it's tracking me now, which may be a little bit difficult because I'm really close up to it. But it does a good job following me, which is not only useful so you can always see what's on the screen, particularly if you're watching a show or on a video call, but the speakers are also designed to be more front-firing and less omnidirectional like other Echo devices, so they're always pointing at you. Now, to be honest, I mainly use my Echo devices, or the Show 10 in this case, for changing my smart lights around the house, setting timers, and also playing some music, so I was kind of curious how this would compare with the latest 4th gen Amazon Echo. And to my ear, the Show 10 is a fair bit better quality. It sounds richer and there's definitely more bass, but have a listen side by side and let me know which one you think sounds better in the comments below. Now my wife Sarah loves to cook and bake, and we normally have the latest Echo in our kitchen, which I've now replaced with the Show 10. And she says that having a screen and actually being able to see timers and reminders without having to keep asking how long's on the timer is really helpful. Plus you can watch how-to YouTube videos or follow recipes. I genuinely think having the screen is a big plus, although I just don't know if I necessarily need it to follow me around. Downsides? Well, as I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of people just won't have the room or the countertop space to put this to really fully take advantage of the 360 motion, which again limits just how useful having motion is in the first place. But then again, everyone's setup will be different. You can also see that we do get these pretty chunky bezels around the 10-inch screen, so it is quite a big device to have around. I do quite like it in this white color, although I think if you wanted to blend in a little bit more, you should go for the black one, and also then the screen sort of blends into those chunky bezels as well. But on the flip side, it does mean it's a little bit more protected because inevitably when you set this up, it's going to bang against something, maybe a wall, or someone's going to put a coffee cup down and bash it. So you do want a little bit of protection. And of course, we do also have these physical buttons on the top for the volume, as well as muting it, and also this physical slider which hides the camera and turns off the motion. So yeah, slightly chunky bezels, but I think overall it's a really well-made bit of kit. The screen is also just above the basic 720p HD resolution. So it's not the sharpest screen in the world, but I don't think it's really a problem because you're rarely that close to it anyway to notice. But I suppose considering the price and the fact that you might want to watch videos or movies on here, full HD would have been nice. But the screen is still bright and punchy and it does look good. And I would also like a dedicated YouTube app at some point, it's just not as slick using it through the web browser. So I don't know if I could justify £240 on this, although now I have it here, I think I would miss not having it. So I would suggest maybe waiting for an Amazon Prime Day or Black Friday deal before picking this up, but I don't think you'll be disappointed when you do. So what do you make of the Echo Show 10? Would you be tempted to buy one of these? And also, is the fact that it can rotate and follow you a big deal, or not really bothered by it? Let me know in the comments below. I'll also leave a link in the description if you want to check this out. And if you've got any other questions at all, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you want to see more from me, and I'll catch you next time right here on the Tech Chap.